Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to play along with Mixed Media Mayhem, and the sketch today, or the layout, is from this one, which is from Julie Taylor, and I will link the playlist of all the other creatives that are playing on the hop below. I'm going to scrapbook these two pictures in wallet size of my kiddos, and then there's this tiny itty bitty one that came on the proof sheet, and I cut it out because why not? So if you noticed on the layout that we're using for inspiration today, they have some tags on it. So that's why I've got the tags, and this is why I'm using this kit, because this is a Hip Kit Club and it's called Chasing Dreams, and so I'm using these ones. So I'm just looking through what I have for the papers, and there's quite a few of them that I really do like. In that the inspiration piece, there is a strip that is very black and white and has some stitching on it, so I am going to use that, and I'm going to use the flower part on this part of things. And my apologies for being off the screen for most of this today. It is what it is. I don't know. I moved it back, and then it must be the mount that I have for my camera, and it's not staying where it's supposed to stay anymore. So it does run off a little bit for this video today. So I did cut that white piece of cardstock, and I'm just picking out some of the tags that I will probably want to use. And because I'm going to use the dark blue tag, I'm not going to use the dark blue paper, but I think about it a lot. And so that top piece, I was debating on whether or not to do texture paste or use an embossing folder. Both would have worked just fine, but I decided to use my stencil butter. So I'm just using this Hip Kit Club stencil. I'm not sure if it came in the Chasing Dream ones or not. It's just random one that I have. I also brought out my texture paste because I thought maybe I'd use it, but nope, I'm using the stencil butter in Pearl, I think it's called. And it is so nice to go on. I've had this for over a year and it is still really nice and buttery, I guess is a good way to put it. So I'm just going to smear it through, and I'm going literally past the edge on my piece of cardstock because I want the whole thing to be covered, and I don't want a line of not covered at the top there. I want the whole pattern. So I do this and get it all smeared through, clean some of it off because you don't want to waste it either, and then I'm going to pull it off, and I don't bring it up. And then I dried it a little bit. You can see how it's a little puffy in the middle. You won't see that, but drying it with the heat gun doesn't really work. So just as a hint, if you're using the Simon Hurley stencil butter, don't try and dry it with a heat gun. So now I'm going to put it away to dry, and I'm going to play with the rest of my stuff here. So I'm deciding between this dark paper and the blue paper, or the blue paper and the other one. I decided on this one because why not? And I'm just going to tear it. There's a good portion of the first piece of paper in the inspiration layout today, so I'm going to use a good portion of that as well. This is my black and white piece that's going to go here, that is eventually going to get stitched. And so I'm thinking about other papers and what can I sneak in behind, and I knew that I had a couple of branding strips left over from this kit from some of the other papers I've used, but I'm not going to use them. I thought about it, not going to. And then thinking about that blue and decide, nope, this blue will work better. So it's just going to slide up underneath. And then, which one do I want? And then there's this piece that has a whole bunch of rainbow colored words on them, and so it says, I need cake, fun, 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 wonderful, home sweet home, all sorts of different things. So we're not at home, but we homeschooled. So, and these were our school pictures. So we did a blended program. So the girls went to school 2 days a week while I taught those 2 days a week at the same program, actually, which was lovely. And then we did our homeschooling for the other days of the week. So I taught actually 3 days a week. They went with their grandma 1 day a week. And yeah, it worked out really well for when we were doing that. And so then I decided this yellow piece is a good one to contrast the blue, but to bring in more of the yellow in the flowers. And I'm not sure what I did. Oh, I went and grabbed, this is still a little bit wet, but I just wanted to get an idea of where it was going to sit on my page. And then I'm going to back my photos. So I've got my two little ones, well, the two bigger of the little ones mostly done. So they're on blue on the inside, yellow on the out for the bigger ones. And on that itty bitty little one of my girls, it is yellow and then blue. And so back we come. Oh, and I've gone and I've stitched on my sewing machine now. I should have showed you guys that. Maybe I would have realized how far down I was on my camera too had I done that. And then I know this piece is going to go on the top, and I don't want to just waste that one piece of paper. It's got beautiful rainbows on the back, and I will definitely use that eventually. So I am going to save that little piece. And then this is not, it is a little more than 12 is what I was trying to say. And so it is not 12 inches across, it's more than that. So I just had to take that off a little bit. And now I'm just sliding the different things in. And I've decided before I get too much on my page, I do want to get some of the ink that's shown on the inspiration piece on my page. So I pulled out some of my different mists. So I have some Heidi Swap, I have some Glimmer Mist, and I have a Nuvo and a Studio Calico that I pulled out. I don't use all those. I actually use the Glimmer Mist. Yeah, this is the Glimmer Mist. I think it is in peach, I want to say. And add a little bit of water. So I smushed it with the bag that's in the corner there that you can see. And then I smush it some more. And then I'm going to put some more water on it. And I use the paintbrush and then put some more of the color in between where those flowers are. And so now I'm doing the same thing with the Nuvo glitter mist. And so the Nuvo, this one is in rose gold, I think is what it's called. And so I'm just using my paintbrush again, and then I'm just going to pull off a little bit with a baby wet wipe because it does allow some of that pearl shine to come through then. And I'm just going to smear glue across because this is definitely wet, so the glue will allow it to dry and allow me to continue on. So where that piece was that I kind of messed up with the trying to dry it and shouldn't have dried it with my heat gun, I'm just going to cover it up. So you'll see very little of that, oh yuck, kind of puffy, I don't know. It just looks weird. So yeah, again, don't dry the stencil butter with your heat gun. It doesn't work so well. So I'm just adding a little bit of tape runner to the ends of those tags. I cut them off so that I can just sneak them in. And I decided that they needed a little bit more oomph, so they do get a little bit of black ink around the edges. I'm sorry, that's off screen again. I don't know what I was thinking. Other than I was having fun and I didn't actually look at my camera to see where it was after I've moved things and been back and forth, and it is what it is. So these are going to overlap, and so there is that definite diagonal in that inspiration piece, so I am going to keep that true to form, and I am going to keep kind of where the tags are a little bit true to form, but I am going to play with them just a little bit. So I am playing with some of those pieces. This was an Easter kit that for this Hip Kit Club, and so that upside down rainbow with the tassels actually has Easter on the top. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm just going to cut that off because why not? And I tried to use the "This is so cool" title, I don't know, a while ago in one of my other videos, and so now I actually get to use it. I was going to try to use those orange alphas. They are not going to make it on. They're just too big for that space. And all I want to do is put 2017 because that's the year this is for my girls. They are not in grade 1 and 5 anymore. So the oldest there is going into grade 11. So that's where I cut off the Easter, and I'm just going to slide it in with some tape, and the title's not going to go there, but that's okay. And then just thinking about where I want that one. So this is how it's going to go, and I'm just smeared some glue on the back of it because if you know anything about texture paste or stencil butter, tape doesn't really stick very well to it, so it kind of needs some glue. And so I'm just going to cut them off and just playing with this little picture on where it's going to go. Pretty close to there now. And then on the bottom here, you can't see, but it's getting a rainbow and a heart and a bow. Really annoyed at myself. This hello, I thought maybe here. It's not going to go there, but it's all good. Play, play, play. And then these are some of the chipboard stickers that came in that kit. So I'm just taking a look to see what's there. I'll come back to it in a second. Oh, and then this one I thought maybe on the top, but it's too big. So I'm just going to offset it with the little one to give it a little bit more of something to look at with it. Still playing with this hello. It's going to go up here. Yep, right there. And then the back part of one of these tags has a little bit of green on it, and so I thought that would be a nice addition right there, just as a hint of a little more green. And it's only going to go there, and that's okay. The rainbow is going to go there. Now I've decided that this Life is Good is going to overlap all 3 pictures, so it kind of ties them all together. That incredible flower bunch is not going to make it. And then I'm going, So this is the backside of that printed paper with the rainbows. So I cut 3 out. And I thought they could maybe go on, but I don't like that could have worked just fine, but it's just not quite what I had in mind. I would like to pull in some more of that blue. So I remembered I had these Jen Hadfield stickers, and these flowers are a little different than what the rest of the collection is for this one, but this dark blue it ties in really nice, so I'm going to use them. And that's a gold leaf, because why not add some more gold on here? And then cut this one in half, and then I can sneak the other half of it over here. Slide in some more leaves. Not that one. Here. Yep. And then this one can go there. And that one was part of a mug. And so I'm just going to tuck the circle part of the mug underneath so you can see the gold, but not the actual mug part of it. So, and then a wood heart goes here, which matches the one that's underneath the tag on the bottom part. And just taking another look, there's a couple more leafy bits that I'm going to add. Thought about doing some more of this chipboard, but it doesn't happen. Just going to ruffle this up a little bit more. And that one's going to come right there. It just wasn't quite sitting exactly what I wanted it to do, so I added some foam adhesive underneath it. And then I went into my black bin and pulled out this twine, which I think I got from Studio Calico. And then I'm going to use the same twine up top here. It's not really, I don't know if it's twine, but it's like it has an actual softer texture to it. And I thought I'd loop this one, but I didn't like the way it was looping, so I'm just going to cut them off and put this one in and cut it off too, because why not? And that brings in some of that black, and then I'm just going to use my tiny attacher. I found it, yay! And now you can see a little bit more of the bottom. And I'm just going to dip a little bit of the end of these ones into my glue and then stick them down, because they will stick that way. And and just letters. So I went and grabbed my black letters. These ones are from the dollar store, and I like them. They're usually a good size. They're pretty thin, but when they stick, they stick. But you have a little bit of wiggle room to be able to move them around before they actually stick and are good. So on those go. And then when I grabbed my twine, I did grab some black sequins. I'm just looking for, there they are. And so I'm going to put some black sequins in it just so I can pull some of that black from that border and from the twine and from the 2017 across to the other parts of the page. We're almost done. You stayed for this whole time. Thank you so much, because I know it's a little annoying when I'm kind of off the screen. But instead of doing just a layout share and talking about it, I think there's enough of it that hopefully people are happy enough to still watch. And if not, oh well, it is what it is. You live and learn, and this is a learning thing for me. And so here it is in a little bit of a close-up, and then there'll be some close-ups here coming up too. So you can see some of the embellishments and the way that's set up, and the way the stitching, and a little bit of the bottom here. And this is what the stencil butter looks like. So thank you so much for watching my video today. There is a subscribe and another video here, and have yourself a great day.